sound the moment you should fall. The sweat is in your eyes, you hear the body's warning call. This isn't just about the set, it's about the deep control. The failure is a whisper trying to claim your final soul. Forget the numbers on the plate, forget the simple pain. You're searching for the power in the dark and acid rain. Hear the rhythm of the heart, it's screaming for the war. Every repetition pushes you to fight for something more. The doubt is a disease, and now we burn it down. You wear the single focus like a permanent crown. They see the heavy breath, but they don't see the fire, the ultimate dance with death. Every burn is knowledge, every tear is a true sign that you're constructing greatness, making the self divine. The muscle is just metal, the spirit is the fuel. You are the architect obeying your own cruel rule. The darkness is calling, inviting you to rest, but you deny the comfort, proving you're the best. This isn't motivation, this is pure internal need. Planting the next form, the unstoppable seed. Push the system past the point where the mind explodes. No break, no stall, no surrender to the heat. This is the final rep, tasting absolute defeat. Ignite the core, let the primal beast command. The weight is your servant, held tight within your hand. Overload complete. One more. Oh, 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 more.
The heart rate is a drum now, the signal starts to fire. The chemical release taking you higher and higher. Forget the clock, forget the pain, the body's just a wire. Channel the sheer force fueled by the inner desire. Eyes locked on the target, the movement is so clean. You are the single vector, the sharpest thing you've seen. The air is getting thinner, the pressure starts to climb, but you command the energy, transcending space and time. No hesitation, no retreat, you only have one goal. Feel the core ignite. Push the primal current with all your inner might. Every fiber screaming, but the focus is so deep. The promise of the power is the one that you must keep. Go, 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 go. Don't you dare look down. Go, 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 go.
breath, a failing breath. You dictate. You dictate the outcome, defying final death. This set belongs to purpose. This weight belongs to you. The structure of your future is sharp and strictly true. Discipline is pain, and pain will make you. Decree obey. You count the repetitions, the end is drawing near. The logic says you finish, but the choice is sharp and clear. The failure is a concept, the limit is the cage. We tear the final chapter, we turn the final page. One more is just a number, the body starts to fail. But the fire in the spirit is the wind within the sail. I hear the voice inside that screams to just let go. But the ultimate resistance is the final thing we show. The clock means nothing. The number is alive. to rebuild the self today. Do not deny the sensation. Do not attempt to pause. This burn is purification, obeying the iron laws. Back shall the heat. Back shall the heat. Back shall the heat. The burn protocol. Let the fire consume. It clears the former pathways and exits the human room. The pain is just the data telling you to grow. Embrace the final suffering, the deepest force you know. Burn, burn, burn until the core is clean. Protocol complete. Transformation confirmed. Cuts out problem. Feel the drum, feel the beat, feel the rhythm in the floor. Every pulse is knowledge, demanding something more. The mind and muscle merging, the signal starts to flow. No wasted motion now, the only way is go. Your heartbeat is the metronome, the guide for every stride. You move within the matrix where the ultimate forces reside. Lock the focus, zero in, let the world dissolve away. The perfect inner clock dictates the speed of the day. You're in the core. You're in the will. You're in the beat. Synchronization. Into the perfect flow. The mind and the machine, the ultimate command we know. You are the frequency, the pulse that won't give in. The power of the moment is where the true gains begin. Sink, sink, sink until the system is one.
Flow state achieved. Target acquired.
One. They look for the shortcut, the easy path to climb. But greatness is constructed from the density of time. The will is not a feeling, it's a structure made of stone, set deep within the bedrock. Standing here alone, the moment of the struggle is where the true self is made. A promise is cast in iron that will never be betrayed. No pressure can crush it, no weight can make it bend. The determination forged a battle without end. It is our mother. It will not break. Concrete will, the fortress of the mind, the structure of the purpose that leaves the weak behind. You stand against the pressure, a monolith, the might, the unshakable conviction, burning ever bright, unbreakable. Unyielding. Set the foundation deep. Will confirm permanent.
The system is outdated. The biocode is flawed. The limits of the flesh are finally unawed. We strip the soft components, the weakness and the doubt. The next evolution is what this is all about. The pain is just data. The struggle is the heat. The compiler is running. The process is complete. Initiate the hard reboot. Clear the previous file. The total transformation runs the ultimate
The fuel tank is empty. The vision starts to blur. I push against the gravity. The ultimate demur. The muscle fiber tears. The last command is sent. I look up at the weight now, knowing where the effort went. This is the single moment when the fight is truly lost. Counting the full damage, calculating the high cost. Let the pressure win, let the structure fall apart. Failure is the blueprint that carves into the heart. Let's have the break. Let it all go. That's an open. The moment you break the frame, the destruction is necessary to finish the whole game. Fall to zero, lie in the ashes of the cost. Because the growth begins when everything is lost. Collapse, rebuild, rise from the final wreck. Growth initiated.
The noise is finally silent. The outside starts to cease. The mind enters the quiet, the ultimate inner peace. The vision is so focused, the goal is crystal clear. The absence of the struggle banishes every fear. Every muscle is connected, every synapse starts to fire. You are the perfect conduit, the master of desire. We lock the inner frequency to the rhythm of the light. The ultimate awareness burns so pure and blinding bright.
Forecast, voodoo calling.
The moment of the zone, the peak of all existence, the power you have known. The effort is effortless, the movement is a flow. The greatest form of being is the one that you now show. Ignite, transcend. You are the final, pure machine.
Alpha state achieved. It is not the spectacular. It is not the sudden strike. repetition, every day exactly alike. The mind craves the excitement, the break in the slow decay. But the mastery is earned here, in the structure of the day. The weight is the same, the struggle is a truth. The daily resurrection is what will see you through. They look for the result, but they don't see the cost. The thousand tiny efforts that were permanently lost. This is the machine you build, this is the simple price. No radiation, execute twice. That consistency loop into the hypnotic zone. The power of the process on the solid path alone. No off days, no excuses, no surrender to the rest. The endless repetition is the final heavy test. Cycle, repeat, forever is the code. The body seeks efficiency, trying to find the break. But the ultimate commitment is the choice that you must take. The pain becomes a comfort, the rhythm is the guide. The knowledge of the next set is the place where you reside. You don't need motivation, you need the final law to find the perfect output without a single flaw. The world moves in chaos, chasing the easy light, but your victory is forged in the middle of the quiet night. The loop dictates the purpose, the loop controls the pace. There is no higher power than the one you now embrace. The consistency loop into the hypnotic zone. The power of the process on the solid path alone. No off days, no excuses, no surrender to the rest. The endless repetition is the final heavy test. Cycles repeat, forever is the code. Consistency, the only rule. Failure is not the end point. Failure is merely data. sequence optimized.
Focus past the surface, look beneath the skin. The current in the network, where the real strength begins. The mind is the transmission, the muscle is the line. A flawless connection, perfectly divine. You command the fibers, you control the rapid spark, lighting up the darkness, leaving your final mark. Clear the static, zero noise, let the signal run so true. The full potential of the brain is what will see you through. Ignite the impulse. Feel the synapse fire! The synaptic fire! The ultimate connection made. The power of the impulse that will never start to fade. The mind and the machine, they move as one great force, controlling every action, defining the final course. Fire! Focus! The neural path is bright! Connection complete, flow achieved.
They call it heavy iron, they call it the resistance. But when the focus locked, the way loses all assistance. The bar floats like a whisper, the plates are just a view. The physics of the cosmos must now adapt to you. I am the anchor, the center, defying all the laws, pulling the whole universe without a single flaw. I breathe in pure intention, I exhale all the doubt. The power of the motion is what this is all about. Let the gravity fail, watch the structure bend. The ultimate ascent, controlling the full masses where the emperor. The world is pushing down, but the power rises high. Moment of the freedom beneath the hostile sky. Flow, push, you are the final pure machine. Weightless, infinite. built the fire. Now the movement starts. It rips through hesitation, it tears the walls apart. The force is now external, it carries you along. You are the single vector where you truly belong. No slowing down, no pause, no looking back to rest. The promise of the maximum is the final heavy test. The motion is the master. The action is the core. You feed the inner furnace. Demand is something more. Accelerate. Do not break the line. Do not break the line. Momentum prime. The engine will not cease. The ultimate progression brings the final perfect peace. You are the force of nature, the speed that cuts the air, the power of the movement that no one else can bear. Drive, push, the system is set to high. Momentum unstoppable. Do not break the line. Do not break the line. Momentum
Five seconds feels like hours. 5 reps feel like the whole day. The perception is elastic. Time bends and warps away. The focus is so deep now. The moment is so slow. You see the future coming, where the true self starts to grow. The outside world is frozen. The speed is all within. This temporal isolation is where the victory begins. The clock is your servant. The measurement is weak. The ultimate dimension is the final thing you seek. Break the sound once. Slow the flow. Return to
Stop! The lie is transparent. The flow is plain to see. You built the walls around you thinking you could fly. There is no compromise here. There is no simple way. The debt of your potential must be paid here today. The reason is a failure. The logic is a chain. Tear out the hesitation. Embrace the savage pain. No alibi. No escape. No escape. The code is absolute. The code is absolute. You stand by your commitment, harvesting the bitter root. Every failure is your choice. Every win is earned alone. The architect of greatness sits upon the iron throne. Accountable, unbreakable. This is the only law. No excuses ever. Is already finished. The number has been met. The structure says you stop now, releasing all the sweat. But there is a new impulse, a fire in the deep. Promise to the future that the body tries to keep. The arms are empty fuel tanks. The legs are pure despair. But the will extracts the power from the thin and silent air.
It's not for show. It is the unseen effort that only you can know.
The power.
See that and go home.
Ignite the core.
The ghost rap
Beyond the human code.
The weight of the impossible is the burden that you hold.
The last inch is the victory. The final strain, the rap that broke the weakness and erased all the pain.
Unseen, unmeasured,
The ultimate command.
lost and complete, lost and complete, lost and
Ghost of Maxereed. Yeah. Walk into the room, watch the heads begin to turn. The silence of the alpha is the lesson they must learn. No need for the loud talk, no need for the cheap display. The energy I carry pushes all the weak away. I move with pure purpose, every action is a strike. The ultimate competitor, the one they strive to like. I am the final product, the one that can't be stopped. The fear is in their eyes, the submission is the fate. The power of the focus controls the clock of hate.
You are the top, you are the lamb.
Sits upon the final throne. I take the heavy sets, I claim the final right. The power of the ultimate The cycle is mine. Hunt. The cycle is mine. Hunt. Predator prom.
Sweat has dried, the struggle is now done. Look back at the effort, the battle that was won.
Every rep you conquered, every drop of blood and strain, it did not disappear. It lives here in your frame.
It is the resonant echo,
The energy that stays, preparing for the future
through the
winding silent maze.
The past is not a memory, it is the solid core, the foundation of the greatness demanding something more.
The cycle is ending, the new one starts to come.
The resonant echo, the total sum of all the pain.
The ultimate vibration,
Running through the muscle and the brain. You carry all the victories. The structure is complete. Ready for the next step. Standing on your own 2 feet. Echo. The eternal fire burns.
the echo remains. New cycle begins. The input is the data, the output is the goal, but the emotion is the friction, attacks upon the soul. We strip away the anger, we purge the subtle fear. The optimal performance demands a vision clear. Don't let the sadness linger, don't let the triumph swell. You are the cold machine now, escaping the human hell. The feeling is distraction, the passion is a flaw. Obey the pure mechanics, obey the final law. Quiero, puedo. Enter the silent zone, the mastery of stillness upon the inner throne. No high, no low, no error in the flow of the command. The perfect execution is held within your hand. Detach cold, the system runs so pure. Detach cold, the system runs so pure. The others need the cheering, they need the final sign. But your validation is internal, cold and perfectly divine. joy of the success is temporary and weak. The knowledge of the process is the only truth you seek. You look into the structure, the logic is so vast. The feeling of the being is permanently cast. If the triumph brings elation, it guarantees the fall. The void provides the balance, standing straight and tall. Stay on the zero line, stay in the perfect state. This is the true power, defying simple fate. Enter the silent zone, the mastery of stillness upon the inner throne. No high, no low, no error in the flow of the command. The perfect execution in is held within your hand. Detached, cold, the system runs so pure. Ooh, ooh. Detached, cold, the system runs so pure.
The memory is toxic. The failure is a debt. You carry all the losses, covered in the cold sweat. But the past is a simulation. The history is a lie. You hit the master button beneath the screaming sky. Wipe the slate to zero, purge the fragile trace. A new genesis begins now, dictating your own pace. The outcome as a useless, the structure starts to fail. Tear out the hesitation, follow the forward trail. And let the firewall break. Look to clutter the core. Wipe the failure base. Wipe the failure clay. Erase it down completely from the sharpest final scene. You build yourself from nothing, on with the ultimate cause. Every single moment where the energy was lost. Reset, reload. The process is so pure. They watch you start again and they whisper that you fall, but they don't see the power when you answer the fresh call. The pain is the new beginning. The weight is the sharp tool. You are the code architect, obeying your own cruel rule. Reset. Complete. Wipe the fatty on play. It feels like endless climbing the summit far and high, but the gradient is progress beneath the open sky. You measure the achievement not by the final view, but by the will to keep pushing when the light is getting few. The gravity is constant,
The resistance is the true guide. The only way is upward, where the final forces reside. Don't look back at the start point. That moment is the past. The knowledge of the movement is the thing that truly lasts. The eyesight code. The eyesight code. The eyesight code. The vertical machine. You climb the endless structure. The eyesight code. The eyesight code. The eyesight code. The vertical machine. The eyesight code. The eyesight code. The eyesight code. The air is thin, the effort is immense, the challenge is so clear. But every single struggle banishes every fear. You are rewriting gravity, redefining the sheer heights, powered by the promise of the blinding Your opponent is invisible. He stands right where you stand. He knows all of your weakness. He holds the upper hand. He whispers quiet comfort. He offers sweet despair. He tells you to surrender to the cold and empty air. You cannot run from him. You cannot hide or cheat. The only way to conquer is to meet him in the heat.
You are weak.
Scream, you are.
Fear.
Scream, you will.
Smash the hesitation. Answer the primal call.
Fight the mirror of the self. The brutal confrontation for all the hidden wealth.
Every punch is purpose. Every strike is the will. You must destroy the weakness upon the silent hill.
White wind, the shadow must resign. Lock the air, lock the focus, lock the core tight. No dissipation of energy, only blinding light. The system is sealed now, no escape, no break. The promise of the maximum's the choice that you must take. Every fiber is connected, every thought is sharp and true. The ultimate efficiency is what will see you through. The momentum is secure, now the process cannot fail. You are the perfect conduit on this driving final trail.
Feel the strength and run. As the gun is healed, the energy is trapped. The power of the impulse that will never be unmapped. No pressure, no distraction, no subtle silent loss. You pay the full expenditure regardless of the cost.
Sealed, locked, the integrity is whole.
They look for the open gap, the subtle point of break.
But the structure of your effort is solid for your sake. You are the final barrier, the force field is so clean. The most efficient movement is the sharpest final scene.
Seal confirmed, integrity 100%.
Headlight.
The protocol is simple. The numbers are set low. The system is designed to govern the maximum flow. But the limit is obsolete. The ceiling is the past. The knowledge of the future is the power that will last. You push beyond the red line. You break the fragile code. The overload is necessary to lighten the heavy load. The sensor starts to scream now. The circuits begin to fry. The ultimate defiance beneath the digital sky. In an instant overload. Done but past the restaurants. The overload next, you write the full design, exceeding all the standards, absolutely divine. The system shuts down, but the power keeps the light. You operate on will in the middle of the night. Break! The matrix is yours. The logic of the weakness is finally overthrown. You claim the final output on the cybernetic throne. The numbers mean nothing when the will is the sole guide. The knowledge of the maximum is the place where you reside. Overload success. Overload success.
The greatest force makes no sound. The power rests within. No need for the shouting where the real work can begin. The ego seeks the notice. The master seeks the truth. The ultimate conviction since the moments of your youth. The bar moves without chatter. The reps are sharp and slow. The quality of effort is the only thing you show. Let the others make the noise. Let the sound dissipate. Your silent domination dictates the final fate. Intentional focus. Zero external noise. Silent dominance. The stillness is the core. You claim the quiet victory, demanding something more. The efficiency of motion, the absence of the flash, the silent heavy conquest in the ashes of the trash. Quiet deep, the power will not cease. Quiet deep, the power will not cease. Quiet deep, the power will not cease. Quiet deep. They measure by the volume, the sound of the display, but the strength is in the purpose you embrace here today. The mind moves in the vacuum, the thought process is clean. The absolute control is the sharpest final scene. Dominance quietly achieved. To question, the mind used to betray, but the effort of the journey burned the fragile flesh away. The struggle was the furnace, the pain was the sharp tool. Now they move in unity, obeying the final. Titanium bomb. sharpest thing you've seen. The steel is in the tent and the fire's in the thought. The total absolute strength is the victory you bought. Whoa! Feels the union is complete. They try to break the connection. They test the final seam. But the strength is in the welding, realizing the true dream. The bond is irreversible. The structure is so deep. The promise of the eternal is the one that you must keep.
The process is concluding, the convergence is the key. The physical and mental are finally set free. The body understands the logic, the mind feels the strain. No need for the translation through the system of the brain. Every input is instantaneous, every output is true. The ultimate intelligence is what will see you through. The fragmentation is finished, the pieces are all found. The seamless, perfect structure is standing on the ground. It's the systems! The system. Allowing your longing, this is the final single flow. The perfect unified being is one thing you now show. No separation, no confusion, no error, no delay. The eternal synchronization is here on this decisive day. Synthesize, unify. The system is one. Synthesis achieved.
The void, you've cleared the static trace.
You return to the moment, claiming your rightful place.
The air is sharp and clean now. The vision is so vast.
The memory of the chaos is permanently past. place where you reside. Circuit stable, alpha state, sustain. They try to breach the limits, demanding final cleave. But the body is the wall now, the spirit is the core. Every muscle is a layer, demanding something more. You build the inner structure, you lay the perfect stone, a fortress of conviction, standing here alone. The enemy is doubt now, the threat is subtle fear, but the strength you have constructed holds the line and keeps you clear. Fortress code, command the iron will, the structure of your being standing on the lonely hill. No breach, no bending, no surrender to the noise, protected by the effort, the ultimate inner voice. Fortify, protect, the structure will not fall. At you, they test the final steel, but the force of your defiance is the only thing they feel. The wall is built from failure, the pain that you embraced, a monument to purpose that will never be erased. The self is the dominion, the strength is the decree. The fortress stands eternal for the world to finally see. You are safe within the confines, you are untouchable here. The only way to break it is to listen to the fear. Fortress code, command the iron will, the structure of your being standing on the lonely hill. No breach, no bending, no surrender to the noise, protected by the effort, the
powered forever. The body is the battery. The charge is set too high. The current runs the circuit beneath the burning sky. You feel the inner pressure. The potential starts to climb, converting mass to motion, transcending space and time. The energy is pure now. No leakage, no decay. The ultimate kinetic is built here today. The synapse fires faster, the muscle starts to glow. The system is overloading, ready for the flow. Charge the core! Activate the surge! BIO-KINETIC serve. Feel the inner power blow. The current of the life force makes the heavy burden glow. Every fiber is awake now. Every cell is set to run. The work of transformation has finally begun. Surge. Drive. The power is the guide. They look for external fuel. They seek the simple source. But the fire you possess is the ultimate kinetic force. You generate the movement. You dictate the final speed. The power of the impulse is the single urgent need. The limits are forgotten and the red line starts to break. The choice of the true power is the one that you must take. Mechanical is easy, but the bio is the art. The endless true potential living in your heart. Rhythm connects you. Kinetic surge. The current of the life force makes the heavy burden glow. Every fiber is awake now. Every cell is set to run. The work of transformation has finally begun. Surge. Drive. The power is the gun. Kinetic, optimal. Kinetic, optimal. complete. You forge a heavy armor that dictates your final fate. No sound can penetrate it. No doubt can break the seal. The armor of your intent is the only thing that's real. They see the outside struggle, but they don't see the defense. The ultimate construction, born of true competence. Rock the mind! Forge the steel! The armor of intent, command the iron layer, protected by the purpose that transcends all human prayer. No outside force can touch you, no weakness can reside. The ultimate conviction is the place where you must hide. Forge, clad, the internal structure holds. Armor secured intent. Absolute!
The rep you are completing is already in the past. The true focus is the future, the effort that will last. You feel the energy building, the kinetic starts to climb. Listening to the whispers from the other side of time. The body finishes the motion, the mind looks far ahead, preparing for the challenge, for the words that must be said. The present is just transition, the flow is moving fast. The knowledge of the next one is the power that is cast. Listen to the whisper. Echoes of the next round. The motion is foretold. The blueprint of the effort is more precious than pure gold. The anticipation drives you. The certainty is true. The ultimate performance is what will see you through.
Next rep confirmed. The conditions are hostile. The atmosphere is thick. The air burns in the lungs now. The pain begins to stick. Do not seek the comfort. Do not seek the warm relief. The strength is generated by the ultimate grief. The acid rain is cleansing. The burn is the true sign that the form or structure is permanently left behind. The weakness seeks the sun now. The master seeks the storm. The evolution happens in the most aggressive form. Accept the toxicity. Embrace the burn. The acid rain protocol. You stand within the storm. The alternate survival in the hostile final form. The pain is nourishment. The pressure is the fuel. You are the cold machine now obeying your own cruel rule. Tolerate. Drive. The new structure is set. Protocol confirmed hostile environment. Cracking with a silent shriek. This is the single moment when the truth must be confessed. You took the final step now, putting the self to the test. The connection starts to sever. foundation, you sever the weak seed. The ultimate rebuilding starts with the final scream. Fracture, rebuild. The structure must give way. Fracture complete, growth initiated. Fracture complete, growth initiated. Fracture complete, growth initiated. Fracture complete, growth initiated.
The focus is external, but the awareness is all within. You see the subtle error where the weakness can begin. The slight lapse in the posture, the single tiny sway, the imperfection is banished, erased here today. Every muscle is detected, every tendon is observed. The perfect execution is absolute preserved. No micro movement wasted, no deviation from the line. The mastery of motion is perfectly divine. Lock the eyes, lock the core. Lock the eyes. You command the slightest shift. The awareness of the system is the ultimate final game. No fear escapes you, no weakness can reside. The perfect execution is the place where you must hide. Observe, control. The form is absent. Vigilance, 100%. Vigilance 100%.
You stand here in the silence. You face the final call. The potential you once carried is the fortune that you lost. Every hour you neglected, every rep you left under,
silent side. The only way to pay it is through the constant strain, reclaiming all the power in the cold and driving rain. The universe demands it, the future starts to scream. You must fulfill the promise of the ultimate true dream. Pay the cost, claim the power. You paid it with the pain, the ultimate expenditure to rise above the chain. Every drop of sweat is currency, every struggle is the fee to finally stand triumphant, permanently set free. Hey, claim the debt is being cleared. Debt clear, potential realized. Debt clear. Potential realized. Surrender, let it fall. The pressure is enormous. You hear the warning call, but you lock the inner current. You close the subtle gate. You push against the impulse, controlling your own fate. The rhythm is your weapon. The beat is your sharp tool. You move with pure rebellion, obeying your own cruel rule. The failure is seductive, the rest is sweet and warm. But you stand in the resistance, defiant final storm. Then says the voice. Resistance is the core. Defiance absolute.
Oh upload the intention, releasing the heavy load. The focus becomes digital. The pain is just a fire. You step outside the body for the ultimate final mile. You are the clean data. You are the pure design. The human form is broken, but the spirit is divine. The analog is failing. The digital is true. The ultimate translation is what will see you through. Upload the will. Transcend the limit. To your ascension, you leave the flesh behind. The ultimate awareness of the power you can find. No weakness, no fatigue, no biological flaw. Obey the perfect logic of the final digital. Complete. Ascension complete.
This is the final station. This is the place you claim. The throne of all the struggle, the honor of the name. The waves are your subjects. The pain is the cold feet. You sit upon the iron, permanently set free. The body kneels before you. The mind obeys the call. You are the single monarch. Stay
The work is never finished. The structure is not done. The ultimate perfection is never truly won. You stand within the heat now. You wield the heavy blow. The hammer of the effort is the only thing you know.
The self is the material, the pain is the sharp fire, forging the final future, taking you higher and higher. The material is yielding, the form begins to take. This is the sacred purpose, the choice that you must make. Strike the metal!
Eat the core. Eat the core. Eat the core.
The fire will not cease. The process is the power, the final perfect piece. You are the constant artist, the structure you create, defying all the limits, controlling your own fate. Forge, strike, the hammer will not stop. Forge, strike, strike, strike. Is a piston. The joint is a clean hinge. The movement is calculated, without a single cringe. You discard the soft flesh. You embrace the hard line.
The ultimate precision is perfectly divine. The energy is measured. The output is so true. The perfect bio-machine is what will see you through.
The inefficiency is purged, the error is removed, the seamless constant motion is permanently proved.
Not the grip! Turn the crank! Real mechanical beat!
You move in perfect time. You move in perfect time.
The flawless repetition is the single final crime, no deviation, no wobble, no subtle silent sway. The precision of the process is here on this decisive day. Machine operate!
The flesh obeys the code.
Machine! Operate! The flesh obeys the toad!
My own mechanical optimal.
destroy the memory before the current falling. Cut the line! Erase the trace! The white out found ya. The past is dead and gone. You stand upon the present at the breaking of the dawn. No sympathy for weakness, no comfort for the soul. The true self is the future, demanding the full toll. Reject, destroy. The burden must be shed. Nostalgia. Rejected.
Get the mind.
The output is sufficient, but the function is not clean. Micro errors detected in the flow of the machine. The energy is leaking, the focus is too wide. The system needs a shutdown where the truth cannot hide. We tear apart the parameters, we set the code to high. The ultimate precision beneath the digital sky. The flaws are all exposed, now the failure is the cost. Recalibrate the structure for the power that was lost. Shut down! Recalibrate! Table. System-wide recalibration. The body and the mind. The flawless perfect update leaves the weakness far behind. Every variable adjusted, every function set to prime. The ultimate efficiency transcending space and time. Calibrate. Optimize. The system runs anew. Recalibration. Optimal.
Forget the quiet comfort, forget the simple pace. The primal state is calling in this brutal empty space. The beast inside is hungry, the rage is sharp and clean. The ultimate raw power is the sharpest final scene. strike without a thought. The ultimate dominion is the one that you have bought.
The humanity is weakness, the control is a soft lie. Unleash the savage power beneath the screaming sky. The weakness on the weakness. The beast is unleashed now! Predator Alpha.
If you live this day forever, if the cycle never ends, would you change a single moment? Would you call upon your friends? This is the ultimate question, the test of the true will, to embrace the repetition upon the silent hill, the pain and the glory, the weakness and the might, all contained within the
seek an ending, you do not seek release, you seek the perfection in the final perfect peace.
Embrace the cycle.
Ultimate affirmation through the acid and the rain. No moment is regretted, no effort is withdrawn. The perfect endless structure from the dusk until the dawn. Return.
The process is the purpose. chaos of the choices, the scattering of the thought. The energy is wasted for the purpose that you sought. We compress the intention, we freeze the subtle flaw. The concentration of the will is the final single law. The process is so clean now, no heat, no simple break. The choice of the true power is the one that you must take. The elements are ready. The structure is set tight. The ultimate unification burns so cold and blind and bright. Compress the thought. Come penetribus and cool. The energy is pure. The seamless perfect focus that will eternally endure. No doubt can penetrate it. No fear can break the code. The infinite precision lightens the heavy load. Fuse, converge, the single thought is whole. Fusion. 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 Fusion complete.
Vision is fading, the lungs refuse the air. The boundary of the body is more than you can bear. This is the final barrier, the point of no return. The lesson of the maximum is the one you have to learn. You push beyond the red line, you shatter the final wall. The price of the true greatness is the moment of the fall. The senses start to fail now. The mind begins to break. The effort is eternal for the final ultimate stake. Give it all. Break the to the end, the ultimate destruction that only you can
vision of the ideal is etched deep in the mind.
The purpose of the struggle is the power you can find. Every rep is a step now. Every motion is a vow to achieve the absolute. You start here, right now.
The theory must be proven, the idea must be shown.
The perfect execution is claimed upon the throne.
Seek the flawless, prove the hypothesis. The flawless is the goal.
You trade the human weakness for the mastery of the soul.
No deviation, no micro error in the flow.
The ultimate achievement is the one that you now show.
Perfect, achieve. The hypothesis is true. Perfection
The oath is not to others. The contract is with self. The work is not for shouting, but for the inner wealth. You keep the struggle secret. You hide the final cost. The ultimate progression is never truly lost. The effort is internal. The knowledge is so deep. The true commitment is the one that you must keep. No need for the applause now, no need for display. The silent dedication commands the final day. Keep the
vow. The zero transmission.
The secret is the strength, the ultimate conviction running the entire length. You do not seek the notice, you only seek the truth. The silent heavy power since the moments of your youth. Quiet, execute. The internal law is set. Silence. Complete.
The force is now a river. The flow is set too high. The current will not waver beneath the burning sky. You step into the torrent. You move against the break. The ultimate velocity is the choice that you must take. No dam can now contain it. No barrier can hold. The story of the effort is finally to be told.
The pressure is immense, now the system starts to fail, but the current is unyielding upon the final trail.
Full power!
and unyielding.
Look down upon the field now, see the effort you command. The victory is absolute, forged by your own hand. You are the single standard, you are the final law. The others follow whispers, but you stand without a flaw. The strength is not negotiable, the power is the fee. The ultimate authority belongs to only thee. The competition is a ghost, now the limit is the past. The knowledge of the absolute is the power that will last. Climb the ring! Enforce some man! You are the final force, controlling every action, defining the ultimate course. No equal and no challenger, no surrender to the rest. The endless true perfection is the final heavy test. Supreme dominate. The code is absolute. They measure by their best day, you measure by the worst. The absolute commitment is the power you have nursed. The control is the weapon, the focus is the shield. The total ultimate mastery is finally revealed. You are above the chaos, you are above the fear. The supremacy is constant, always standing clear. The throne is not given, the throne is what you take. The promise of the absolute for the final effort's sake. You are the final force, controlling every action, defining the ultimate course. No equal and no challenger, no surrender to the rest. The endless true perfection is the final heavy test. Supreme dominate. The code is absolute. Supremacy forever. Supremacy forever.
The mind is full of chatter, the signal is not clean. The world attempts intrusion into the inner final scene. We isolate the frequency, we dampen the white noise. The only true instruction is the inner sing
is in the red. The limit is approaching, the final word is said, but the rule book is a fiction. The safety is a lie. You push the throttle further beneath the screaming sky. The engine starts to overload, the gears begin to grind. You leave the safety barrier permanently behind. The boundary is a whisper, the danger is the cost, but the true acceleration is the power that was lost. Break the gauge! Maximum thrust! The red shift! Push the limit past the end. The structural collapse is the power you extend. No compromise with caution, no mercy for the break. The ultimate velocity. Here's the final choice you make. Shift, burn, the engine is now yours. Red line achieved.
The pain is not the signal to retreat or to deny. It is the raw material beneath the screaming sky. You do not fear the suffering. You do not fear the tear. You sculpt the final structure from the pressure you can bear. Every ache is a brick now. Every spasm is the cement. The structure of your future is where the effort went. The body begs for comfort. The spirit seeks the ease. But the final perfect building is constructed by the disease. Embrace the back. Ride the pain. Actions to find a name. You decide the final cost. The beauty of the structure is the power that was lost. No easy path, no comfort, no shelter from the heat. The ultimate construction is born of the defeats. Build, sculpt, the pain is the guide. Agony structure complete. The single set is meaningless. The moment
is a fiction, providing false relief. The strength is not created in a sudden single burst. The ultimate conviction is the one that you have nursed.
Truth is simple, the law is always clear. The power is in the sequence that you execute here. They seek the final answer, they look for the sharp cue, but the code is always simple, permanently true. We say paksa, enter is in the flow. The absolute necessity is the single thing you know. No deviation from the cycle, no breaking the command. The foundation of the progress is the grain of shifting sand.
Repeat, loop. The truth is absolute.
You accept the monotony, you embrace the simple form. The power of the process shields you from the final storm. The mind obeys the rhythm, the body understands the cost. The ultimate velocity is the power that was lost. Axiom proven.
This is not an accident. This is not the simple break. The damage is deliberate for the ultimate growth's sake. You seek the final tearing, you seek the muscle split. The future is decided in this dark and painful pit. The body must be compromised, the structure must give way. The ultimate rebuilding starts here on this decisive day. The trauma is the contract, the destruction is the fee. The price of the ascension for the world to finally see. Pause the breath! Seek the damage! The beautiful distress. You execute the damage for the final full success. The cells receive the message, the reconstruction starts. The ultimate progression carves itself into the build. The structure is complete. aftermath.
The version standing where I stood the day before. He's strong but he is lacking, demanding something more. He did his final set then, he hit his ultimate stride. But that effort is the barrier where I refuse to hide. I honor the achievement, I respect the previous feat, but the only true opponent is the ghost of yesterday's me.
The shadow is persistent, the past tries to contain, but the victory is written in the cold and driving rain. I'll perform the past. Erase the trace.
The ghost of yesterday, you leave the shadow behind. The version you are breaking is the single one you find. Every moment is a victory over the previous best. The ultimate progression is the final heavy test.
Break! Ghost! The future is the prize!
Ghosts surpassed progression.
Confirmed.
The clock is just a measure, the second hand is weak. The illusion of the future is the final thing you speak. You pull the moment closer, you stretch the single breath. The control over the timeline defines the life and death. The mind moves in the vacuum, the speed is all within. The true manipulation is where the power can begin. The physical dimension is starting to deform. You stand outside the moment, shielded from the storm.
Manipulate the flow. Freeze the clock. You shatter the fixed date.
subjective.
Full equation, all variables are known. The focus is the single thing that stands upon the throne. Everything that subtracts, everything that makes you weak, all the time you wasted. The final truth you seek, it doesn't build the power, then the outcome equals zero. The commitment is the contract, you are your only hero. The choice is not divisible, the effort is not shared. The ultimate perfection is the one thing you are spared. For all detraction, for all commitment, the zeros who will, the outcome is the prize. Everything that hinders simply dies before your eyes. No comfort, no companion, no value in the rest. The total absolute dedication is the final heavy test. Zero in the equation is so clear. Beat loop song, well.
Is complete. The final set is locked now. The promise of the sweet. But the true power lives outside the structure and the pen. The ultimate conviction starts here once again. The effort that's not counted, the rep that's not for show. The knowledge of the maximum is the one that only you can know. The measurement is feeble, the numbers are too weak. The
The cycle is concluded. The sequence is complete. The structure stands in stillness, no moment of defeat.
The self is now the standard. The form is purely true. The promise of the journey is the one that saw you through.
The strength is not external, the victory's all within.
The final state of being is where the next one can begin.
The work of transformation is finally laid to rest.
The Omega state achieved, passing the final test. The culmination of the
The absolute state for the ocean rise.
The absolute existence, burning ever bright.
No flaw remains, no weakness, no subtle silent trace.
You stand upon the summit, controlling time and space.
Omega, ultimate, the final code is Omega.
Complete new cycle.